let's get going today. We are actually going to be playing some good old Izzet Electro End, everybody's favorite. And this is a list that me and a couple of people in the Discord, MTG Adventures, Silent Song, Kami, all these guys in that Discord, we've been working together trying to kind of get a good optimized current list for this kind of deck. And you still have your usual suspects. Obviously, we're on the 8 zero cost spells, Living End and Footfalls. We have our 8 enablers, as foretold, Electro Dominance. Sorry. And the only real change is we're back on the full remands. We have our playset of forces. We're running 2 Brazen Borrowers in our deck today. And then one of the bigger changes, it's actually not something that has come up a ton, but it is we're changing our Cycler package away. So we're moving a little bit away from Street Wraith and Desert Ceradon. So Desert Ceradon, a card that has always been played in a lot of different Living End decks because it is such a good big cycler for 1 mana. But we're actually going to be trying out Windcaller even. I think the added ability of drawing it, when you have stuff already on the board to give your stuff flying, is worthwhile. It is kind of stink that it's a 4/3, but it does fly. So there are a lot of times where Living End's biggest problem is you bring back all your guys, but then your opponent gets to play creatures and they can start blocking. And usually you can still win through those, but having the little bit of unblockable or harder to block damage, I do think is important in this one. Other than that, we're also the last little thing is we've changed up the mana base a little bit. I'm running 7 fetches in my list. I know they were running 5 or 6 depending on whose list we were talking about, but I'm running 7 fetches, 1 of each blue fetch, and then 4 Scalding Tarns, and then 3 Steam Vents, 2 Mystic Sanctuary, 3 Islands. Really maxing out on the blue spells we're going to be playing. As you can see in the main deck, we don't have any red cards other than Electro Dominance, so our Force Negations are going to be turned on the majority of the time. And on top of that, we're also going to have access to Mystic Sanctuary, which works really well with these spells, and as foretold, or with Electro Balance by helping get back Electro Balance. Oops, I keep calling Electro Balance. Electro Dominance. Chief Puma, welcome to the stream. How's it going, man? And sideboard-wise, this is the new configuration of the sideboard that I've been working on at least. A lot of the same ideas that you'll see in Kami's list or MTG Adventures list. Aether Gust, I think this card is just insane right now. This card's so good against all the red decks or the green decks, Titan decks, all of that. So Aether Gust, we're packing 3 of those. 2 Horribly Awry. This card, random card that got played a little bit in Standard, but not much. But, just a colorless card, 1 in a blue. And it's going to counter a creature spell with CMC 3 or 4 or less, which hits most of everything in Modern. And it also is going to exile it, which is a big thing because of Living End. With that same idea, I've noticed MTG Adventures. Oh, sweet, Chief Pumbaa. Thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. Lava Coil is another card I added because I've noticed a lot of people are playing Eidolon of Rhetoric. Oh, you thought you were already following? Well, thank you for making sure that you were. I appreciate that. Lava Coil I definitely think is a good card at not only answering that, but it answers a lot of other cards that are going to be problematic for us, and it exiles them. I think it's nice to have removal in this deck, just because when there are as many creatures as there are running around, I think it's really nice that we can make sure we have answers to them. And Lava Coil, while it is sorcery speed, that's probably the biggest drawback. I do like the fact that it's going to deal 4 damage, which is usually that 3 or less is usually the threshold you can answer in the blue-red package. But being able to answer 4 toughness creatures, especially Eidolon with all the different Eladamri's Call decks running around, I think that will be nice. Because we added 3 lava coils, I trimmed down to just 1 abrade. Hasn't been as many artifacts running around lately that are worrying me, like with a braid. But another piece of removal. I have 1 mystical dispute, just as a counter spell that we can bring in against the heavy blue decks, the money tribal, all that fun stuff. A couple of blood moons to help out in matchups where lands are going to be important. And then we have, lastly, just 1 Anger of the Gods. I love this card, and I usually am packing a lot of them, but I've actually trimmed down because I'm playing Soulguide Lantern. Now, previous to Oops All Spells being a really popular deck, I was not big on playing Graveyard Hate in my Living End deck. Just because I didn't think it really mattered. The only time it really came up was against Dredge, and most of the time what you could do was allow them to bring back a bunch of stuff and then just anger it all away, while having anger as another good card against your other creature decks. But now with Oops being a deck where, you know, they're going to put everything out, put it all in play, and then, you know, obviously their goal is to kill you on the turn they do it, you know, because Vengevines have haste and creeping chills and all that. It's so much easier to just be able to play out a Soulguide Lantern and have everything they're doing answered while it's on the battlefield. We also have other good cards against that matchup, like Horribly Awry, Remand, other things like that. So we're going to get going, go ahead and get started on a league, and we're going to try out a couple things in here over the next little bit. And I'm excited to see what we can do with this deck. I know MTG Adventures played the challenge. I was actually planning on playing the challenge today too, but it was the showcase challenge, and I haven't been able to play lately because I did not have all the QPs that I needed. So I was unable to get into that one. But we will be streaming a lot of challenges in the near future, and we're working on trying to settle on a really good list. I know he struggled today. Of course, he also had some very tough matches today, but I know things just weren't really going his way today, even though he's been killing it with his list. Haven't played Modern since that time you popped into my stream. Oh, yeah, Chief. I actually was messing around with the deck that we had been talking about, and I didn't really get anywhere, but this hand seems bad. This seems much better. Much better. I think I'm just going to get rid of an As We're Told and keep this hand. The Coco list, so like the Jund Coco sacrifice list, I had messed around with it a little bit, and it seemed decent, but I just always ran into the fact that like other people were Cocoing and getting better things than I do. Now, our friend, the black-red sacrifice guy, that his name is not coming to my mind right now. He was still insane in that list all the way around, but Windswept Heath. Oh yeah, I forgot. I haven't played Moto since the time I was actually Mayhem Devil. I haven't actually been playing. Oh, gross. Well, that's actually pretty good. I haven't played Modern since then, since I had been talking to you on Moto at least. But yeah, it's all that glitters. I think I'm fine with that. You get a 2/2. We're really just trying to not die before we can cast his Living End. See if I want to shock here. If I shock, it puts me down to 15. That could be problematic, because I'm already going to be taking damage from this. I think I am just going to get an island here in case I draw shock land, because I don't really need it for anything. Cycle Strike River Winder, see what we can get. Really need to hit our 3rd land. But we're looking good here as long as we can hit our 3rd land. Any 3rd land's good for us, yeah. This is the big turn. Oh wow, okay, that's good for us. Yes, I will take 4. What are they following up with here? Oh, nothing. Just nothing. Okay. I guess maybe trying not to overextend. Yeah, we'll put that into our hand. Even better, we get to go ahead and throw in another guy into the graveyard. So let's play As Foretold, and then let's cast our Living End. Put good old 18 power. Yeah, them not drawing cards is great for me, and them not having totem armor is also great for me. Granted, that's just for destroy, and this is sacrifice, so it wouldn't have mattered. Sweet. Got there. Alright, so removal is garbage against them. I don't really think Aether Gust is that great. Horribly, you're right. We're definitely not boarded for this kind of matchup. I mean, the Living End plan is already pretty good here. So, and Force Negations are nice. I mean, I know I want Anger. I've seen people bring in Blood Moon against them before, but I mean, by the time we play Blood Moon, I mean, they're already going to have stuff on the board. So it's pretty much kind of after we would want to be living ending. That's weird. Gus could potentially bounce back like a random green enchantment, but most of their enchantments are white. Horribly Awry can counter their creatures, but that's probably coming down too late. Yeah, I think I'm just going to stick with this. I'll probably trim... I'll probably just trim Force. I don't really want to trim much of anything else. As of right now, I like Remand. Yeah. I don't know, I might keep Force on the draw and just trim a Waker. That seems fine. Waker can be kind of slow in a matchup like this. I think it's tough for them to deal with living. Yeah, I mean, they don't really have a thing. Anger, I've played with Anger against them before, and like sometimes they try to spread out their stuff, and you just Anger, and it's just like, I got them. Like right there, I mean, even though they played two really good enchantments, that was still only at 4/3. Yeah, I can't keep the no-lander. Hand is not great. I feel like I have to keep, though. And I'm probably pitching Force Negation because we need this if we can draw like a combo piece. We have a Remand, and like I don't really want to be... Things have the lead on Mystic Sanctuary, but... Hopefully I can draw like a... Yeah, I mean, there's just nothing doing, so might as well lead on this. Oh, boggles. Just a booglin' and hooglin'. Yeah. Griffspoon, you got it. I should probably turn off my auto heals just in case I want to force. Stop. Alright, there's our As Foretold. Since we have the As Foretold, I don't really know if I care about this as much. I don't know if I want to prioritize getting... Again, I think I might want to save this for a next turn possibility because I could just get a tap land just to prioritize keeping my life total higher. But yeah, Puma, this is my one of my pet decks in the format. Daybreak Coronet. Let's not deal with that one. Football is nice. Well, it's quite nice. Hmm. So I have the option here. I can hold up force while also being ready to cycle. And I think I like that better because I think Living End is much better in this situation. Because if I just like go as foretold footfalls, then I just they're probably just gonna make a real beefy dude and attack through it, and I don't really want to. I'd be chumping. Well, and their thing has flying, so it doesn't matter. Yeah, so I was just right. Look at you with an aura attached to it. So I think I just want to. I'm gonna cycle one color even, and see if I can find like a. Okay, well this is actually good. This kind of guarantees that we can cast our Electro Dominance. I'm gonna shock here, even though I don't have to. Just to make sure I have red mana, I'm gonna cycle this Waker Waves. So let's put Force into our hand. And then I'm going to Force and pitch as foretold. Just because I don't really think I need the as foretold. But yeah, keeping them off of that is really nice, and we're filling up our graveyard pretty well. Living End. Okay, wind color Aven. So I might see what they do in combat, and then we can actually, as weird as it is, we can give one of our rhinos flying and block this thing. There's a cycle the canopy. Makes sense, makes sense. Okay, Rancor. That's fine. All that glitters. It's going to give it +1/+1 for each that it controls. So +3/+3. So I can still kill it here, which I think is a great trade for us. Okay, so let's go blue, make red, and then we're making red. How much does it matter? It doesn't. I don't think we're going to draw anything, so yeah. Let's just get in our 1 point of damage here. Cast Footfalls. I would in a normal sense, but this can grant flying to one of our rhinos, so I can block and trade here and just take 3. In a normal case, I would have cycled the hit living in there. Yeah, trading and taking 3 there is huge. And now we can fetch it in step, get another Mystic Sanctuary, and get back our Footfalls for next turn. And none of their things have haste, so we're just... Blade Cover Scout's fine. I don't really even care about Rancor that much. Spirit Mantle, that one I will counter. And the last card was a land, sweet, so that's pretty good for us. Instead, let's go get a Mystic Sanctuary. We do have 3 islands, so that I don't look like an idiot. Yes, I want to use Mystic Sanctuary's ability. Untap, that's on top. Move to combat. Bash them. I don't think there is a card they can draw off the top of their library that wins them the game. Grifspoon's fine. So they drew Grifspoon and they can go get another Grifspoon. And they can get this one back from the graveyard so that they hit us for 5. Yeah. So let's make red, tap this for blue, that, red, target them, all the stuffs, Electro Dominate you for 3, put you to 5, make more rhinos. GG's. Sweet. Good old Boggles getting a dub. I mean, this list feels really good. I mean, Windcaller Raven just won me a match there that Desert Ceradon probably would not have won it. Ooh. I'm down with this. I don't like to have 2 fiery islets, but, you know, could be worse. Could be much worse. Should probably turn my light on here so you guys can see me a little bit better. Ooh, it's so bright. There we go. That way you can see my beautiful face. Alrighty. I'm just a lead on Flooded Strand. Keeps the most information hidden, and I can just get an island. Blackleaf Cliffs. Insolent. Is this like the Grishel brand deck? Is it Hollow One? Maybe? That's a little weird and different. Yeah, just gonna get an island here. No reason to shock, since we already have these 2 red sources. I'm gonna give your Insolent Neonate flying. You know, I just realized this card's super good against Phantasmal Image. Wow, I just now realized how good that would be. I'll give it flying, I guess. Alright, second Footfalls is nice. Here, I think I just want to lead on this Delta. It's going to cost us the same amount of life. Here, to play the Fiery Islet if we have to use Brazen Borrower for something, because they like bring back a Grishal Brand or something. What is going on? This is red black Vamps. That mountain art's pretty sweet. That's cool. And you gotta do Dragon Fodder. Yeah, and they're not doing anything here. I'm not too messed up about Village Rights. Yeah, you get to draw two cards. That's totally fine. Excuse me. Alright, that was a pretty good draw, honestly. Because now we have the ability to hold up Brazen Borrower, and then if they don't do anything, we can just Electro Dominance and put some Rhinos into play and start beating. Lightning Skelemental. Yeah. Oh, this worked out well. Quite well. Yeah, so let's ping that for 1. So I don't have to discard a bunch of cards. Cast Footfalls. Double block Insolent Neonate because it has Menace. Probably sacrifice it and ditch a card to draw a card. Unless they just really like their hand. Yeah. Discard Spouses. This is like black-red elementals with Insolent Neonates. He's basically an elemental. So here's the weird one. Like they play. I think I'm fine. I think we just win the tempo game here. Like, because I don't want them to be like, you know, play 2 Thundercan Awakeners and Chassis. So like, let's remand this. Yeah, and now we can bounce it. 8 them. Oh, I should have done this before it attacked. That's fine. I really don't care. Well, I'm taking a lot of damage here, so... Yeah, I punted that one. But I don't really think it matters. Just gonna ditch this, and this Waker can like draw me into stuff. Okay, that was good. Hey, what's up? Red Ribbon 009. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for the follow. I appreciate it. Alright, so yeah, we just attack here. Anything they play, we remand, and then at beginning of combat, we bounce this, and then the game's just over. Okay, that's a little problematic. 'When it leaves the battlefield, it deals 6 damage to target creature. Okay. Six, seven, 8. If they attack us with both, we bounce the Skelemental. Then we attack and we kill them. The Spike Billow kills one of these, but not all. Like, I guess I could have bounced one of these in the beginning of combat, but then they attack me for 7 and kill one of the. I mean, I guess it's the same thing. That would have been better. Okay, so let's. It's only when it leaves the battlefield, so let's just. Petty theft. This guy. Village Rights, okay. So I get to draw 2 there. Take 8, and we have to hope they don't have Bolt. Yeah, I really punted that one turn. That one turn really gave them some life that it shouldn't have. Yep. GG's. Yep, I misplayed that game. I shouldn't have done that, but yeah. Either way, we have lots of cards for this matchup. Aether Gust, Horribly Awry, yeah. Lava Coil is not great against them. Anger can be, though. They're mainly bringing their stuff back, so, like... So I think I definitely don't want as many living ends. I guess most of the stuff they're bringing back isn't that great, though. Definitely won't mind trimming Waker. 4 seems pretty bad here. Yeah, I like this. Got lots of early interaction and anger. I don't think I want Lava Coil, because, like... yeah, it probably should have been GG's Red Ribbon. I definitely didn't, I definitely punted there, yes, I'll be on the play. I mean, we have stuff to do the first couple turns that I like, and we have lands. And I mean, I think this card's decent. I think this card's really good. So I think I'm going to keep this, even though I don't have, you know, any of our game winning spells, I think this is still good. Yeah, I agree, Red Ribbon. I think this is a keep. But yeah, that last game, I should have. I think, yeah, if we tempo them out on that next turn, then we can cast our guy and we just, our Brazen Borrower, and the game just gets infinitely harder for them to win there. So I am going to shock here. Just so I can cycle. Next turn we'll hold up activation of Waker Waves. Good draw there. Great draw there. So yeah, here we'll go ahead and play out our island because we know we're doing using 2 mana this turn. For this list over the other Electro End list with the one with Ceradon. So the guys I've been working with, if you've watched a lot of content on this list, guys like I know Kami doesn't have like a YouTube or anything, but he's been posting a lot of results in the Discord, and then also MTG Adventure or Master Horus. I don't think I care about this. It's just a 1/2 right now. Yeah, just a 1/2 right now. But both of them have put up a lot of results with this list, and I've played this list for a little bit as well. But recently, we just kind of figured out that, hey, this card's actually pretty good. Or this one color even card is actually pretty good in a lot of situations, and it makes it a lot easier on our mana. Because there were a lot of times where you get hands like this where you just like didn't want to shock, but you had to, and like honestly, other than like Anger of the Gods and Electro Dominance, I don't need red mana, so it makes it a lot easier on us as a whole. Ooh. So yeah, we're just gonna play this here. Can fetch a mountain. Or I probably depends on how much I want this Mystic Sanctuary to be live. We have 3 things in the yard though. Kind of waiting to get a little bit more out of this. Like, his Thunderkin Awakener are not doing anything. He's not playing things to the board. What, this is just 4, 8, 15. So, man, this is 15 damage. We buy this back. We have all the stuff in the world. I think, yeah, because if we buy this back, we 15 him right now, and then we can kill with this if we draw a land. Well, we won't draw a land. We'll draw this. Either way, I think we're just killing now. It's weird to do because we're not getting a ton of value out of this. I really don't miss Street Wraith. Honestly, I hated Street Wraith. Like, it was nice to make sure you got stuff into the yard early and often, but it cost me a lot of games because I would want to cycle my Street Wraiths to get stuff in the yard, but I was losing, 4 life off of it, and I just didn't really think that made a huge... It didn't help me enough as much as it was hurting me a lot of times. And it, it didn't pitch to force. It didn't do a lot of things that one color even does, and like, yeah, you village right, you draw 2 cards, and then you get to bring your guy back. That's fine. My guys are much bigger. And this actually matters because now it can't bring anything back. Sweet, yeah. Do this, bring back Electro Dominance. They're dead after this attack. Ability, yes. Here's another random thing. Like, even if they have, like, they block here, but even if they decide to block again, like, they could put 3 bodies out. They can't block these flyers. So I do think that also has been a big help. Like, they could totally just jump the crap out of the Ceradon and buy themselves, like, maybe an extra turn. Which, with their deck, it's not as big of a deal, but, like, it's something like against, like, Heliod and stuff like that. I think that is a very big deal. Now, I honestly was never a huge fan of Street Wraith because, especially with as much prowess that runs around, it was killer when you would draw multiples. Now, like, there were certain times where it allowed you to, very rarely, but certain times where it allowed you to Electro Dominance and then Living End on turn 2 because you could, like, cycle on 1 and then ditch 2 Street Wraiths, so you actually brought back, like, 10 plus-ish power. Whereas before, as like with this build, you can't really do that. But most of the time, I don't really feel like I want to. I never feel like I'm pressured enough that I need to do that on turn 2. But I mean, it is nice. I think we're sticking with this configuration. I don't think I want to change too much. Soul Guide Lantern is a possible consideration, but I think we just kind of want to answer their stuff as it comes down. And I like what we have here. This is usually a configuration I go with against, like, red aggressive decks. No, those are all good questions, Red Ribbon. I definitely, like, it took me a lot of thought to think about, is Street Wraith really worth it? And I just ended up settling on, I don't think it is. I want to keep this hand so bad because we do have 2 cyclers and we're on the draw. And we already have a Living End. We have great cards here, but if we miss that land drop, we pretty much lose this game. We don't have our payoff yet. There's a decent chunk of lands in our deck. I mean, what, we have 1, 2... I'm just really worried about going to 5, especially they're the discard deck. I want to keep this. It's weird. Leyline of the Void. Okay, well, that shuts that plan down, but they did keep a hand that had Leyline of the Void, so maybe they just kept like a really crappy hand, which I mean kind of looks like it. Alright, so here's to finding a land in our next 2 draws. Good. We did it. Alright. We do have Electro Dominance to actually to cast Living End is just like a one-sided board wipe. Obviously, we don't get to bring back any of our guys, and we don't have much that can get that Leyline off the table. Oh, this seems really bad. I think this helps me more than it helps them because they can't cast their black spells. And like I can cast everything outside of Brazen Borrower, so yeah, I think I just want to let this resolve. And I can, yeah. Petty theft this Leyline out of the void. Yeah, it seems like a really bad play for my opponent. I don't know why I'm rushing. Yeah, maybe they just have, you know, a bunch of swamps in their hand, but if that's the case. Oh, they're Electro Dominants. Needing a land. Alright. Flamekin Harbinger. I think I just horribly arrive whatever they get on the next turn. Because right now I can just let them play some stuff here and then cycle Curator and then Electro Dominance for 0 and bring back Curator, Striped Overwinder. Thunderkin Awakener makes sense. I have a lot of cards. I think this is like really actually screwing them. So I think I might wait a turn to do that line because of the Striped Overwinder that I have here. And weirdly enough, I don't think I'm going to cycle it. I think we might just discard it here at our end step, yeah. That way, just in case we absolutely have to have access to one of these cards, we can, but just playing uber safe, I feel like we have this in the bag. Beginning of combat. Cast Living End. And bring back 14 power. Rakdos Charm, nice. Rakdos Charm's nice. Still gets rid of all their stuff, which is good for us. And I mean, I feel like we're pretty far ahead, other than the fact that we don't have like actual threats right now. But I mean, do I want to horribly arrive this, or do I want to gust it? So if I gust it, they can put it on top or put it on bottom. I don't really think they want it, or like want to draw it again. I don't know. I feel like this is a good target for horribly arrive though. Alright, good draw. Good draw. That one they can't really interact with all very well. Like they can interact with the graveyard, but these creatures are going to go on the battlefield, and they might have some removal for them, but So that's just Electro Dominance targeting ourselves. I'm doing this so I can hold up interaction just in case there is something. And let's see if we can ride these rhinos out to victory. So we know one of their cards in hand. So I have 3 unknowns. Yeah, I can't cast Borrower. I don't think I want to. I do the line that I would have to be able to cast Borrower. I think we're good now. It's going to be pretty hard for them to get a board that can compete with these rhinos. And whatever spell they cast is going to require black mana. And since I only have 1 black source, each creature deals 1 damage to its controller. That's totally fine. I will take 2. 2 mana shock. Rakdos Charm is some spicy tech. Sweet. GG's getting there. That was nice. We should have finished that game. I don't know if we would have won game 1 for sure, but I feel like if I wouldn't have punted that, we would have. Won the die roll. Yeah. Let's do it. We got some cyclers to find second red source. I like this hand for what it's doing. I mean, I kind of wish this Electro Dominance was not. I wish I only had 1 Electro Dominance here, but definitely not bad. Bogles again? Why is everybody playing bowls? Why is everybody bowling? Let's cycle this one, it's more important. Nice. Alright, so now we can Electro Dominance and block this Glade Clover Scout as long as they don't give it flying. But pretty much about anything they could put on it. Second Glade Clover Scout. Rancor. Yeah, I guess I gotta do it. Gotta fire it off. Easy trade. Alright, cool. Yeah, I don't think we can die next turn by any means, so I think I'm just attacking here. Get them super low, and then we can play Mystic Sanctuary. And we can attack next turn. Core Spirit Dancer, Rancor. Rancor on the Core Spirit Dancer. Which makes it a 4/4. Okay. Now that can actually kill us pretty quickly. But what we can do is let's go to combat. And attack. They taking tradesies. Taking tradesies. They go to 5. Now we play Mystic Sanctuary. Put Crashing Footfalls back on top. And now we can cycle, ping them for 1, and yeah, we'll cycle this, ping them for 1, and then we can Electro, and then put in two more rhinos, which should be enough to win this game. Granted, having double Spirit Dancer. Now, if they attack, though, it's the Rancor. Oh, but he puts it over here. Okay, so they're just going to hit us for 5. Oh, so let's cycle Windcaller Raven. Give our Rhino flying. And then one them. Yep. Got there. Alright, so same thing we did last time. I think we're just gonna trim an Anger and then trim a Waker, or add an Anger, trim a Waker of Waves. Horribly awry, probably too slow. Gust doesn't seem like it's gonna be able to hit. Like, it literally hits like Rancor. Like, if I pull it up over here, let's move this stuff over here. So like Bogles. So like here's the Bogles deck. Like, and I don't even think they're playing Luris, but like we'd hit. This looks like a weird version too. So like. Spider Umbra maybe is like the only thing worth bounce. Yeah, I just don't think it's worth it. Yeah. Gaddock Teague doesn't. I guess Gaddock Teague stops our X spells like that. If we see that, that might be a reason, but I mean, we got plenty of stuff that can answer that. So yeah, I think we're good here. But good last time, so I do think this is a fairly good matchup for us. Do you want to play first, opponent? Do you want to play first? This is another one of those hands that like I really wouldn't mind keeping, except for we don't have any real guarantee to be able to answer their stuff. Granted, we have a lot of looks at it if we find our second land. They are playing Luris. I didn't even notice that. I think we are going to try this hand. We might get ran over, but I think we're going to try it. Like, Living End would be outstanding here. Assuming our opponent doesn't have a graveyard interaction. Really did not expect to see double Bogles right now, but alright. Probably going to get Island with this fetch since we already have a red source here. And I think I'm relying more on As for Told. One lander? Aha, opponent. See, we are much better at keeping one landers than an opponent over here because we draw our lands. Alright. Force is nice. Grip full of all blue cards, so can pitch just about anything. Relic. Boo. I will gladly not get rid of my creature that I could possibly bring back. So I get I gotta look at 2 cards with Waker, or I can draw 2 with One Color Raven. I might should have forced this, but with only 1 land, I don't think it bothers me that much. I guess I need a spell and a land, so it's best to draw as many cards as possible, so let's just do that. There's a land. Better lucky than good, chat. Better lucky than good. Wasn't Living End, but it's a nice one, that's for sure. It is definitely a nice one. So yeah, we're jamming in here. Let's get to Foot Fallen. Double Force ready for anything that they could be doing. They can't really attack into what we have right now. Yeah, I figured this would happen. Opponent still funds no land. I think I'm fine to race opponent here. Because especially with them on only 1 land, like I know their hand's gas, I'm sure, but yeah, they still, like, even if they play something here, it's gonna have to be like a 1 mana thing. They can't really attack because then we attack back and put them to 1. Yeah, so we get the match there. Bogles. And this economy. Configurations felt really good though. I've honestly really enjoyed not having to worry about Ceradon. I feel like it's made the ability to play Mystic Sanctuary much easier on the deck. Alright, match 4. Let's see if we can continue the streak. I like this. We got blue cards, we have Force. If we really need it, we just kind of need to find a payoff for this Living End. Nuclear Atom. Valakut, Stoneforge. Okay, so this could be anything. Right now I'm starting to think it's probably Belcher, which makes me feel good about Force. I'm probably going to lead on... Probably going to lead on Flooded Strand just in case they are playing main deck Blood Moons. I know that is a thing that some of them have been playing just to ensure that we have double blue in case we need it. Another Valakut Stoneforge. Alright, so let's cycle Curator. Second Living End is not great. Second Force is also not great. Let's just go ahead and chalk this in. Represent that we have 2 mana counter spells and be able to cast Waker of Waves. It's weird that I actually want to put the Striped Riverwinder in my hand, but this time I do because I would like to dig a card deeper. Third Living End, Jesus. We'll just play this and we'll have Hardcast Force ready. And if we ever draw a payoff, we're golden. Yeah, let's not do that. So now we let that resolve. And then Force again. And now they're dead on their upkeep? Yeah. Alright, so Aether Ghost great in this matchup because most of their stuff's blue, or not blue, red. Don't think we want any of this stuff. Blood Moon doesn't really do... Blood Moon helps them more than it hurts them. Soul Guide Lantern I don't think really matters. But they're red-green deck, so Aether Ghost should be good. Force is great. Brazen Borrower, probably just kind of meh. I think Remain's really good. I don't think this deck... Which if I can... Yeah, most of them aren't even running the Cocoa package anymore. They're still like just playing Empty and others. I guess Empty is probably a decent way they could beat us, so maybe we want to play the one Anger. I feel like we're very favored in this matchup. Possibly playing the one Anger just to combat that. I don't know. They have like a thing. They have like a combo turn that they can kind of do. I think we're good here, honestly. And I think we probably just trim on Windcaller even. I feel like it's our worst cycler. And then can probably cut 2 borrowers. I don't know, so it worries me about possibly them having Chalice. I know some of those decks used to run Chalice. They're not as much anymore. So let's just trim a Waker here and 1 borrower and see where that gets us. Four lands Remand. This isn't great. I mean, it's a fine hand. We don't have any cyclers though. I think I'm gonna pitch this one. I think we can do much better. This already is much better, because we can dig for stuff. Definitely not the greatest hand I've ever seen, but okay. Let's try this. I mean, we would definitely love a force, or some counter magic or something like that. Definitely not another land. This deck's such a cool invention that people have come up with. Hey, what's up? How's it going? Showcase finished for me. Managed to 5-4. Sweet. Hey, that's pretty good comeback because didn't we start 0-3? So that's pretty good comeback. I've just been playing online. I need to. You can tell I haven't streamed in a long time because I am over here and haven't changed my record at all. There we go. Thank you. But we are currently 3-0. Been playing against a bunch of boggles today, which is weird. Alright. Let's cycle this Striped Riverwinder. But yeah, that's pretty good, man. Finishing with a 5-4. You had some of the roughest matchups to start that I think I've ever seen. Manamorphose. I'm trying to get red possibly to go off. I think I want to go ahead and cycle here. I don't know. I'm gonna see what they got. Actually, that was a 4-4 because I got a buy for the last. Hey! Free wins are still wins. Free wins are still wins. All right, they're casting rituals, Manamorphose. It's gonna be a recross the paths. That's a lot of work to recross the paths. Turned in Bear Serpent, Charbelcher. Okay, so let's cycle. We're looking for as many cards as possible. So there's Aspertold. Force. Yes. What a draw. If they have Pact Negation, they have Pact Negation, but I think they're dead on their upkeep if they have Pact Negation. Or they're not dead on their upkeep, I guess, because they can activate in response. Sweet. So here's the real question. Do I want to go for it here? I think I have to. I think I have to go because I mean, what they have. Oh, this is 5 and 8, so that's 13. And this puts them on the clock, and then I have Remand to back it up. So I mean, if they can go off, it's going to be pretty tough because they're going to need a red land that's untapped. I think it's safe to try and go off. Would you like to pay 2-5? Yeah, so I think I am going to go ahead and ask for told here and try and put them on a clock. If they kill me, they kill me, but they're nowhere close to casting Ironcrag Feet. And cast Balagad, recover, and get back Manamorphose. Okay. Let's get in there. Puts them to 4. Now we're just looking not to die. So Manamorphose here. They could still potentially go off. This has to be making like red though, right? Desperate Ritual's fine. Okay, opponent conceded. Sweet. They might have been trying to bait something out there. I don't know what it was. But yeah, either way, 4-0. Let's see if we can finish off strong. Yeah, that was a sick top deck. Right now my actual record's just 3-0. We're 8-1 in our matches. 4-0 now on the stream so far in this league. Yes, I'm playing a lot, pretty similar to what your list was. I'm playing Windcaller Raven, playing Curator, uh, Riverwinder, Waker, all that fun stuff. I'm on 2 Borrowers instead of the 1-1 split between Borrower and Cryptic, and I'm on the full 4 Remains. My sideboard's a little bit different, so I'm playing 3 Gust just because I think this card's insane. I'm playing 2 Horribly Awry because I felt like it was the best out of the options you were playing. And then I'm playing Lava Coil today because of when I watched you play against Eidolon of Rhetoric. I think this card's actually pretty decent. It's just a 2-mana deal 4 to target creature, but it also exiles, so I felt like it would be a nice option to have in the deck. And felt like trying it out. Of course, I haven't had to use it yet, so might be good, might be awful. Who knows? Yeah, that's kind of a blah hand. I think we can do much better than that hand, and we did. This hand still is not like fantabulous or by any means. Like, it's not great, but I think this hand is fine. Our opponent mulled the 6 cards. What do I want to put on the bone? Alright, he already said that, so. Borrower's our only real piece of interaction. We don't really have any cyclers for Living End yet, so it might just be Living End here. I might regret that later, but I feel like this is just the safest thing to do. It's the same thing you did for the 5-0s. You're like 26 wins in before today, weren't you? Weren't you like 26-4? 26-3? If I remember correctly, something like that. Alrighty, opponent, kick us off. Bit risky keep, but yeah, if I draw well, it's gonna be fun. It's not a great keep, but going to 5 feels much worse because like that's the thing. Like I have lands and I have spells, so like I have things to do for the first couple turns of the game, as long as they line up okay. And I'd rather have like bounce their creature onto, have possible force of negation on turn 3, than to like multi 5 and keep like a 2 land and random other cards. Like I would love to see some cyclers, but soon, but. Or payoff. Second force. It depends on the matchup, but second force might be okay. I don't know what polluted Delta could really be. Grixis Shadow? Plot twist, they are also on blue-red Living End. Drawing Electro would be priceless. Yeah, drawing Electro would be great. That's the dream. If they get a black land here, I'm going to feel very much better about my keep, yes. Because they are likely on Death Shadow, and I'm likely about to get discarded. Death Shadow. Yep, that's a Death Shadow. No. All the Force of Negations. The one mountain can get a little annoying every now and then, but there's a lot of times where I want a second red source, but I don't feel like I need to. I don't want to shock. So I mean, I think it's worth it in the deck. I mean, every now and then it does get a little. I mean, obviously, like right now, it's not great, but it's not bad. I mean, most of our deck's blue, so I mean, having one non-blue land and the rest of our lands being blue, I think is totally fine. Okay. Just going in and attacking for 6. Yeah, I think we take here. See what they play, and then end step. I'm gonna try and bounce the Death Shadow back. I think that's what I'm gonna try. This is like one of the only times I haven't gotten discarded to death by them. Gurmy. Okay, Gurmy. If we bounce back, they can't replay it right away. So that might be the play here. And that would work better if we end up drawing. No, we could actually block Gurmag Angler though. Yeah, I think I do just want to bounce Gurmy because they can't. Like, if we just bounce this, they just replay it again and hit us for 5. Let's bounce this back. And if they have stub, we'll force pitch force. Apostle's Blessing. Did not see that one. We'll still do this, but Apostle's Blessing's kind of gross. Not very good sets of draws here. Have not panned out well for us. So another out we can play to is they decide to attack with their shadow, or they like if they have Temur Battle Rage, we're kind of screwed anyway. So yeah, we let them attack. Our play is play Brazen Borrower and then draw Electro Balance. Or Electro Dominance. Does Dismember? Which member? Dismember. Alright, so we can... I'm going to fetch here and get Island. I believe. And I'm gonna wake her and see if I can find anything. Not great feeling here. We playing Cyclogen or Cyclo? Yeah, for real. We definitely don't feel like we're playing Cyclers. We finally found one, but the opponent is very confused. Yep, we need Electro End or Brazen Borrower. That was the other hit. Because Brazen Borrower buys us a turn. I would have liked to do it on their turn, but if they have any protection for it, it's going to feel real bad, so. And we would have had to do it. They still would have been able to replay it, so it's just better to do it where on our turn at sorcery speed. It's usually confused when we cycle. I'm going flying with Avon. Yeah, I actually won a game earlier because I was playing against Bogles and they had a guy that was suited up to fly, and I electroed at instant speed, got some rhinos, and then cycled to give one of them flying so it could block it and kill it. And I think opponent was very confused. They were just like I was like, yeah, well, is a thing you can do in Magic. Let's cycle Windcaller Raven. I will give your Death Shadow flying. Well, that one's not going to do us much good. So we can flash in Brazen Borrower and block. It's probably our best bet. Can't beat Teamer Battle Rage. Can't beat Removal Spell. Or I mean, I guess we can beat one spell because we do have Force. You're right. Yeah. I always forget that one, but I forget that it can't. The other one just couldn't block. This one can block, but it has to be flyers. So I guess if we would have, we should have waited, flashed it in, and then cycled the Windcaller Raven so that we could block. That would have been the actual play, but I don't think we were going to win that game, so. Lava Coils does not seem good here. Blood Moon I do like a lot. Soul Guide Lantern is kind of iffy for Gurmag Angler and such. Not a fan of Gut. I like Horribly Awry a lot here. And then Dispute, probably fine to leave Dispute. Probably card quality matters a lot more here, so I want to keep Waker because there's a good chance we could get into a little bit of a top deck war. I think trimming a Force is fine because this is a discard matchup. Yeah, Soul Guy could have some actual. Yeah, Soul Guy could have some actual stuff here. I think if I want one, I want both, though. Remain's pretty good against them. This is a spot where I usually try to. So they saw our cyclers, so I assume they know we're on living end. So I might actually trim down on one of those. I don't know. I think I just want to trim force here because we are in a matchup where we're going to get discarded a lot, and I would rather have cards that actually matter. I think I want to keep Waker just because of the ability. I mean, I could probably trim one and keep one wind collar even. I want to keep Waker because should we get into a thing where we're really top decking like that, Waker is a much better draw, even though it costs more mana. Ideally, we'll have enough mana to draw it and do something because it'll give us a selection. Yeah. Yeah, we'll be on the play. This matchup's also like horrendous. Oh, Soul Guide. 2 cyclers and the stuff we need. I think we're risky and keep this hand. Honestly. I mean, like, discard is such a big thing for their deck. So, like, usually get by keeping worse hands. And really with this, as long as we can hit a land, we'll be able to start doing stuff. I mean, discard is rough here because, I mean, they would just take the Electro Dominance, but the real question that I have is, do we just go ahead and jam the Soul Guide Lantern, or do we go ahead and hold up so that we can cycle? Yeah, I agree. I think we just need the land too much to not cycle. Targeting themselves. That is a possibility. I don't know if cycling into force here is where I want to be. Well, let's get us Steam Vents here. And Cyclostrike Riverwinder. Definitely didn't. I mean, we're pretty insulated to discard. Gonna go ahead and cycle here to see if we can hit our land. Nice. Very good draw there. Yeah, they didn't discard us anyway, so. But I mean, right now we're very insulated to discard. We will guaranteed be able to. Like, I think all we have to do is draw any land if we keep this one, or any red land if they give us this one, and we can do our thing. Red Black Croxa, Magmanet Channeler. Okay. 1/3 lets them get some advantage going. That's a spicy card. Alrighty. It can also have flying. Horribly arised, not awful. Red land, any land, red land, something. Brazen Borrower was not great there. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, he didn't discard me in the first game either, which was weird. Because usually that's like all that happens in this matchup. It's just like, discard you, discard you, discard you, discard you, play a shadow. I think I want to just fire this off so that I have it out of my hand. It's going to kind of force them to activate now. Set stub. I wanted to get the stub out of their hand too if they had it. Red land. Gonna go ahead and cycle here to red land. Oh my gosh. Now I might as well play this Soul Guide Lantern. And get rid of their Stubborn Denial. Getting rid of Dismember. Yeah, I have gotten pretty unlucky with the lands. We've drawn a lot of cards. I mean, we've drawn 8 cards. Yeah, 8 cards so far, and only found 1 land. There we go. So now we're good. And we can Living End at their end step. It don't seem like they have a ton of action going on here. That shadow's fine. Alright, so I think I want to... This is interesting. Alright, so let's... Well, I don't think I care about countering the shadow just because I can kill it with this. Like, we win the game if this Living End resolves. So do this and target myself. Cast Living End. Mystical Dispute. That one's pretty rough. Yeah, they got that one. Alright, so now I'm going to go ahead and exile their graveyard. I think, no, probably not. I'll probably wait until this thing becomes a 4/4. Play as foretold. Play Crashing Footfalls. I mean, I feel pretty good here. That is a good idea, you know, is to try and counter the shadow. They counter back, and then we do it. We LE on the next turn. That makes sense. That probably would have been a much better line. Seeing land there is definitely nice. So I don't think I really mind this. I thought about double blocking, but I don't think I really care as much because now I feel like I can attack back for a whole lot. It also put me like in a really bad position against like a dismember. So like here, I can attack and force 2 blocks here, or at least 1 block. Have counter magic for anything that they play, almost. I'm going to cycle this Striped Overwinder. Yeah, I agree. We attack both here. Put them to 1. Now we're pretty much good as long as they don't have Temur Battle Rage or double removal spell. They're digging. Flaying Tendrils. I don't know why they have this in here against me. Wow. Oh, they tapped wrong. They tapped wrong. They tapped wrong and we're going to win. They would have beat us if they had tapped differently. Let's go. Give us the 5-0. Oh, never mind. That wasn't game 2. That was game... that was game 1. Or that was game 2. That was game 2. I forgot I lost epically. Yeah. Alright, that felt good. Whoo, they should... Oh, man, that's... That was super close. Like, I mean, for them to top deck the exact right card... Right there, like, literally have 2 draws. And they, like... they had to mill over 2 cards, draw a card, activate their guy, and then exile a card that they could play, and they just happened to tap wrong. Yeah, we should have lost that game, but I don't. I mean, I don't think there's a way we beat Teamer Battle Rage in most situations there. So Uh, hand seems decent. Hand seems decent. I think we keep this one. Got some early interaction. We got cyclers. I think we're keeping this one, hoping to get rolling with the footfalls fairly early. Also slightly insulated towards discard, which apparently our opponent just does not play or never draws. Alright, there's an As Foretold. Go ahead and drop this in. Yeah, that was a wild game. Wild game. Thought Scouring, milled over a Death Shadow. Okay. I don't think I want a Cyclone response. Like, if they take the As Foretold, they take the As Foretold. I don't want to force a Thoughtseize. The correct card to take here is the As Foretold, that's for sure. But unsure if opponent knows that. Yeah. Please don't play a Gurmag Angler here. That's a Gurmag Angler. That's unfortunate. Brazen Borrower off the top would be nice. Guess I'd rather cycle this one. Blood Moon, it's not awful. Here. Island. And pass. Need to find an answer for this Gurmag Angler. Cycle Street Wraith. They're getting down really low. There's a Living End. God bless. Just gonna jam this Blood Moon. If it resolves, it'll be nice because they won't be able to cast as many spells. Yeah. But yeah, that was the other plan, is that gets one of the stubs out of their hand. And we just need to draw a payoff and hope they don't have counter magic for it. Electro wouldn't work. We don't have the double red. Is this Ashiok? That's fine. We'll just have to go on the Rhino plan. Yep. Soul Guide Lantern, Ash Foretold. Yeah, so there's two of our Ash Foretold's gone, so we need to draw the other one pretty quick. Brutal. Okay, so they have one card left. We just need a red land. Any red land. Okay, well, we weren't going to draw red land, so maybe opponent milled us into it. Red land. Red land. Wow, okay, let's see if opponent has it. I'm gonna do it on upkeep. They get a Street Wraith back, but I don't really care about that. I can block the Street Wraith for days. Okay, that worked. Fatal Push, okay. Okay, so we can Mystic Sanctuary. So we can Sanctuary back our Electro Dominance and should be able to win next turn. And I think that's the play. But for right now, we have to pass We can't attack. We're dead to an attack. But Stripe Weaver Winder does give us an out to like removal or anything. So I don't really think they can attack as well. Big thing is we just have to see about the... Oh no, Ashiok. Ashiok stops that line. Ashiok won't let me search. This Sanctuary would have been really good here, but Ashiok's not going to let us search. So yeah, we're really just top decking here. Triple black. They're trying to dismember. This has hexproof. Okay, Gurmy's getting remanded for sure. Leaving up double red in case we draw Electro Dominance. Ha! Who needs it? Please, okay, please forget to activate your Ashiok again. Yes. Okay, okay. We might have a shot here, chat. Other Mystic Sanctuary. Okay. Put Electro Dominance on top. No attacks. Oh, you're right. They will Ashiok me because it's on the top. Well, they don't know. They might think they might not have a cycler. I don't know. Yep, you're right. They got that one. We only have 30 cards left in our deck, and we still have 4 things that will allow us to cast these, and lots of cyclers that we can chain into. So they just had to have like Teamer Battle Rage here. But I have to block, so. It doesn't give it trample, it just gives it double strike. So we trade. Yeah. Now they're going to play their Gurmag Angler. Oof. All of the draws, yeah. So if we would have waited a turn, we could have got there with the Electro Dominance. I did misplay that. Was a close one, yeah. Yep, I should have waited a turn. You were right on that one. I wasn't even thinking about them activating the Ashiok. I was more worried about my graveyard. I forgot about the milling. Yep, they got that one. I guess we'll play to the opponent punts or misclicks line, but I doubt that's happening. Yep. Good league though. Good league. I mean, yeah, we 4-1'd. List felt really good. That's for sure.